Here's what happened.
So technically, but dang GG's.
There I was, just playing my good old Zangief in Street Fighter 4, you know, back in the day. And this new character comes out called Seth. And he had, in my opinion, one of the hardest matchups that I've ever played against. And, and Tony was the best with it, including what made me think of it was his full screen super and full screen ultra at the time. And yeah, he triple perfected me in tournament. And the other round that I did get the hit in, I did one stand medium punch. So shout outs to Online Tony.
David, if it makes you feel better, that tournament I was talking about, that Online Tony won, being in the crowd watching it, he got about 9 perfects in that top 8, and I couldn't believe it. I'm like 10 years later, and he's still perfecting people left and right. He was left and right.
But sometimes you get got, and if you're playing against a player like Tony and a character like Seth, it's the same kind of mindset as you have to have against somebody like Kale.
Kale and Homelander is almost the exact same thing. Again,
you just have to think like I'm gonna get got sometimes. Like I'll lose some rounds big, and you have to get back into it. Unfortunately for Hourglass, there it's not gonna happen. We move on now to winners finals between on the left SonicFox, Evo champion 1,000 times, and on the right Rewind, Evo champion as well. 2 Evo champions that we have here.
And a rivalry of a Mortal Kombat age, these two. They've met in some of the biggest stages in our competitive history. Online, offline, doesn't matter. And they have, again, going back to about 9 years ago.
Yeah, it's
when
been a long time.
I feel like Rewind started making some really big headway in the online MKX space before coming offline, real heavy towards the end of it. And then has been an upper echelon player since. The Injustice 2 runs were insane, and he has to survive. Bomb City jumps back and avoids the final one. Working on a flawless victory. Is SonicFox here, just like Kale, back-to-back match.
Okie doke. All right. Yep. Hello. Yeah, they know each other well, obviously. These are 2 buddies, training partners, played a million times. I will say, though, Rewind did tell me, quote, he's confident, like, I'm confident in my path as long as I play to the level I know I can. And that was somebody who must have known that if he was going to win, he'd probably run into SonicFox. So, still, saying that he felt confident. Right now in trouble.
Is this a double flawless? Meter, drain. 3 RPGs in the arsenal for Sonic, still in the bottom left, nowhere to escape.
Still stuck, the jump, and he's right. And instantly Fox is out.
Double flawless avoided though. That surely is gonna give some kind of mental edge to Rewind here. It's like, yes!
Well, he's very capable of taking this whole thing now with SonicFox with no bar. You tech down? Yeah, come on. Pretty good.
Oh, almost got
instantly into what Fox needed.
Ultimate swinging right there, just unfortunately not going Rewind's way on the second hit of that string. The speed of that 1-2 from Cyrax has gotten a lot of mileage for Sonic. Whether it be the checks of the movement from Retro, if you remember, with the 1-2s moving forward, and then even there, waking up with it so many times in that last match. There too, been a great string for him. Sonic looking strong.
Yeah, things could have gone pretty differently at one point, though. There was that big whiff. I think it might have been forward 2 that we saw from Fox, whichever 2 the overhead is. And then we saw Ermac try to get the whiff punish with his own back 2, and he committed, and then he whiffed. If that had been like a little bit closer either way, maybe a very different story, because that started things off and never really left. By the way, these are cool outfits.
They are. Winner looking for the extra cushion. Been on the winner's side of grand finals in this. Being guaranteed top 3, being guaranteed top 4 does not matter here. Win, take all.
All right, I had a chance to go look back.
Oh no!
Maybe I'll talk about it later. We'll talk about that setup that he did. That's pretty meaty. Right now, though, it's Fox.
So much damage left on the table. Fox giving an inch. Taking 17 miles with it. Nowhere to go.
His defensive answer has come a few times here from Rewind.
Save them just in the awkwardness that happens on it being an anti-air situation versus a grounded hit situation.
Rewind's trying to challenge with stand ones, which kind of makes sense. He's looking for the blocks, but SonicFox has consistently buttons out. Will he here? Rewind, find the hit?
Unfortunately, the buttons of Ermac there not catching him stray enough on the second hit. Whiffing. So many problems some characters have if they put out like a 1-2 or something in the second hit. If the stand 1 anti-airs doesn't hit high enough to convert. Ermac falling forward right there. Sonic, another round on the board. because of it. Safe! But checking the spaces, rewind perfectly.
Hey! Rewind. Connection. Janet out. So the setup was that he does the whole business, and then he has Janet do a low, and meanwhile he's falling down as Ermac, and then he does the air float. And maybe he'll do an overhead or not. Oh, but SonicFox is just out of there. But you can see what I was talking about, right? Like he's falling down with the overhead and the low Janet.
Yes, first person to call it out so far in the tournament tonight. Sonic, watching this event, saw it and went, I'm just gonna, maybe even labbed it or checked it, challenged it. Armor being the answer.
So Serena got hit. Not gonna be able to break. Ton of damage. Still alive.
What? With the overcommitment of rewind. That works? Yes!
Nice. Okay.
Into the victory. What could have been right there. I wonder if in that Gento setup, if you can get a timing to where you're coming down with the neutral punch and something from Janet that can break armor, you know, and that there's just layers there that even these two might be at. And we're not because we haven't seen it too much.
I'm sure they've played a million times in this match. You know, I don't think that there's going to be, like, new info. I mean, maybe, because Fox is always coming up with stuff. They're definitely one of the best, most inventive players that any scene has in fighting games. So I wouldn't be, I guess, super surprised, but yeah, you know, I'm expecting Rewind to have an idea of what to do, and you can see that he's very close to making it work.
Indeed, I was actually going to say most of the meta that I run into in Combat League is the latest SonicFox video. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, you saw a million Cyrex arenas starting like 3 weeks ago. Or
Ghostface,
whenever that was.
Oh, God.
Yeah, right.
Ooh, Rewind. I don't know what kind of mental thought process was behind jumping in the EX lift, but maybe thought Sonic was in disrespect. I have seen some people take different risks of doing jump-ins into something fast enough to take away a gap. I think people would press, but high risk on that decision, and it has led to all this nastiness. I got hit.
Punish that Rewind wanted in game one. This time it worked. Oh. Very interesting to know that Rewind would land, and so the grab came. Fox here. Still stuck. Flawless at least. Negating the chip. The rest, I just didn't believe in it. I really like SonicFox's movement. Just getting outside of that back 2 win trick. Does he end in on whiff punish to go to match point?
Just with Sonic's movement alone is what looks to be so hard to hit. Luckily caught some massive negativity there in the bomb whiff. And we're back in a Gento setup. No! Is going to deny the prophecy. Let's see what kind of situation we're going to see with and how he was going to end that route this time around with SonicFox not having any meter. Instead, just a clean pick up here, and look at Rewind finally get some offense going. We're in the corner, but drops the ender. Still able to have some advantage though, luckily. Don't see that every day.
Gets to get out of the corner at least. Into pressure. A little bit. Just gets got by SonicFox. Looking for the highs. And they were right.
And it's time to play a game.
Okay, was correct. And instantly, it's SonicFox back.
Every time he tries to get out, Sonic pulls him back in, David. Is he going to get the second bar? No. It's really set up, but Rewind once more trying to go to the skies to escape, and Sonic denies it with an anti-air missile of a button. That was really one of the biggest stories of Rewind's fall here, was just how much it worked and didn't work of just holding up.
I mean, we're going to obviously count it. Good work!
I don't know if I've ever seen that in my life.
You know, there's one way to do bad manner stuff, right? There's one way to be a jerk, which is maybe you could do a little stance switch back and forth. Maybe you could do a fatality, you could do a brutality, but to do a quitality on your own W, come on, that's the kind of inventive, novel stuff I was talking about before, right? This is somebody who's always coming up with the new hotness, and right now,
When did they put Harakiris?
Fatality on your own win. Yeah, exactly.
A Harakiri, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. All right, 2-1 Sonic Fox's lead. Get him back.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That was awesome. All right, so
All right.
Fox into grand finals, and we're going to take a look back here on how things went. Yeah, this was a big moment right there. That was just after the double whiff of the overhead on Cyrax's side, and then the footsies on Rewind's side, and then this whole rest of this game was fought in the left corner. Big swing moment in neutral there. Yeah, combo, sweep into fatal as they're stuck in the net.
I think it was one of the
and in that moment, that whiff punish right there was sick as well.
Ooh, and there was Rewind trying to get out of the corner again like he had so many times. But smartly, Sonic going for, I think it's the stand 3 or the stand 4 with that massive hitbox to it. It happens to be the optimal starter. Closing things out and then just piecing, saying GG. Sonic sitting with the cushion of grand finals on the winner's side. 3 incredible players on the loser's side to determine their opponent.